Thank you very much, our UPF Youth Choir. Let's give one more. As we are celebrating UN International Days of Family, demographic trends and families is the theme for this year that UN has dedicated. Low fertility rates and undermined labor force and the social structures triggering drastic response with hard to predict consequence for issues ranging from social security to the gender equality. This is the theme of UN for this year. As we celebrate UN Family Day, I want to read this passage from Dr. Thomas G. Walsh, the former chairman of Universal Peace Federation. He says, and I quote him, "The children need committed, attentive, caring parents, ideally two committed partners, a husband and a wife, who are ready to work at loving each other and, as importantly, loving their children. Children need to bond with their parents as a foundation for their own healthy relationship throughout the life cycle. Children need to experience a secure, loving attachment to their parents. Parents in return are called to love and respect each other and to dedicate themselves to making sure their children know they are loved and affirmed beyond all measures." I unquote. So this is the reason we celebrate the family days. This is the reason that we have decided to award married couple who are, I use the word happily married, and someone said, how will you measure whether they are happily married or not? This morning, I met a brother, and I told him about the program. We are awarding a married couple who are married for 40 or more than 40 years. He said, wow. When I heard him say, wow, and I told him, why you are so surprised? I said, I wish I would make that. And I felt that today's program is already successful, because this brother listening that someone is receiving 40 years of marriage award, he feels that he has to make that, means the program is already successful. And that is the representative voice. And there are many brothers and sisters who wish for that. So we congratulate and we thank for the couples who have been married for 40 or 40 more years. And then we encourage the youth to go to that destination. And we also will award here the Father's Award and Mother's Award. Thank you very much. We are slowly receiving our dignitaries. We have the representative from the police force, from Auburn Police. Welcome, sir. Universal Peace Federation, as we see there, one of the organizing organization, and Iraqi Renaissance. We are jointly doing this program as co-partners. Universal Peace Federation is an NGO in general consecutive status with Economic and Social Council of United Nations. We support and promote the work of United Nations and the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals. We are an international and interreligious network of individuals and organizations, including representatives from religion, government, civil society, and the private sector, dedicated to achieve world peace. UPF supports the work of United Nations, particularly in interfaith peace building, peace education, and strengthening the marriage and family. Whereas Iraqi Renaissance is a community-based organization aiming to empower the Iraqi Australian community to encourage individuals, particularly young people, to get involved and become engaged and active in the wider community, living for the sake of others. Iraqi Renaissance is a civil association and has no interest in religious or political matters, and it is independent and respects everyone. We strongly believe in change, renewal, and overcoming difficulties, and we do our best to serve people in Iraq, of Iraqi background, and especially our youth. Universal Peace Federation, in conjunction with Iraqi Renaissance, is organizing this event to commemorate the International Day of Family 2023 on today's day. So, without further delay, I'd like to request my brother, who is still busy welcoming the guests and who has worked tirelessly to organize and to make this program successful, Mr. Ghassan Al-Sadi, the President of Iraqi Renaissance, to give his welcoming remarks in this program. Mr. Al-Sadi. We're just asking Santosh what you want me to speak. Let's see what he will speak.
Thank you, Santosh. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
No. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Perfect. That's what we like. That's the fun family day today. Thank you, Santosh. Before I start, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional honor of this land which we gather in today, and we pay our respect to the elders, past and present. This is an Aboriginal land, and it will be always. And also for housekeeping, there is for ladies and men there, and there's the two exit doors, one here, one there, and this is the front door. And we are here all to help you today, and we like everyone to enjoy. As usual, I don't have any preparation or any speech, but I'd like to first welcome all my friends, all my colleagues here. Firstly, I start with Mr. David. He's from Auburn Police. Thank you very much, Mr. David, for coming in today. We have another officer coming shortly, Linda Volz, Auburn members, and the Mayor for Cumberland, Lisa Lake, and Dr. Sabrine Farouki is the councillor. And I'd like to welcome our friend Sonia from the Afghan organization. She's a very active member of the community. Haj Arif, the legend of the Lebanese community, which is Bahnin community. Bahnin is the biggest Arabic organization in Auburn, and they've been helping thousands of new arrivals. And also I'd like to welcome my friend Shahla Al-Khamisi. Shahla, she's one of the powerful women in the Mandayan community in Liverpool, and she works very hard for our community. And we got here Mr. Hanif Asmi, his lovely wife and his son. And here these people are working hard for the community. And in terms of working for the community, our Australia people we very lucky because we're very enriched by the diversity of the communities from different backgrounds. What we learn from each other, and we like to see each other, and we love to eat the food, love to see the clothes, the tradition. So whenever we go, whenever we meet, we always very rich and very powerful in getting the idea. I forgot to mention my good friend Charia with her husband. Thank you very much for coming up with today. And majority of the attendees are from Universal Peace Federation. Universal Peace Federation is an international network helping people and promoting peace, and I've been a member since 2007. So we've been working together. Santosh is the newly appointed as president for the UPF in Sydney, and approached me to do something for the community. And I said, okay, let's do it. So he sure, hey, let's do it. Everything happening here. This is a great country. As far as you're doing something for the community, 100% will be successful. Nothing will fail because it's for the community. If you work for the community, you will be successful. That's how it is. That's why we like and love Australia. And in this point, I'd like to welcome Lisa Lake, the Mayor of Cumberland City Council. just arrived. Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, so the program started by 5 to 6 meeting, me and Sentu. And it's not a huge program, it's a simple program. So I told him, look, the land here is very fertilized. So it's very good land for us to put our seeds on. And whatever good seeds putting in the earth with a care, definitely we will have the fruit of it. So we are starting this year by doing this family fun day, and we put our promise for next years to be bigger and better, with more involvement with different communities from different backgrounds. We need to see the Indian background, the Afghani, Mandai, the Lebanese community, Iraqi, all the other communities. Everyone, we need to see this program happening and successful, because at the end it's all for us and for our families and for our kids. As I don't have a formal speech, normally I just throw whatever I feel in. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you all the best for the day, and Santosh will guide you through the rest of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gattan. Your heart is, that's why you don't need to prepare the written speech. Welcome, the Lord Mayor. Thank you for coming. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Yutaka Yamada, the chairman of University of Peace Oceania, and I'd like to request him to come and take your seat in front, sir. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. John Adamides, the president of Universal Peace Federation Australia. I'd like to request you to come in front, sir. Thank you very much. So we are here to encourage people to celebrate their marriage, their family, their fatherhood, their motherhood, and their youth. So now it's time to invite Mr. John Adamides for his presentation. Family is the first school of law. Before forgetting, I'd like to thank Auburn Youth Center, and then the executive officer, the director of Auburn Youth Center, Mr. T, and his community for allowing us to organize this program in this beautiful venue. This venue was allowed by Auburn Youth Center, and they are one of the major sponsors for this program. So thank you very much. Let's welcome Mr. John Adamides for his presentation. Welcome, sir.
I did prepare something, so I'm going to change the laptop and do a presentation. Hello and welcome everybody, and still people are coming in. Please take a seat, and it's very nice to see you all, and greetings to everyone. My name is John Adamides, and I'm the President of UPF in Australia, the Universal Peace Federation that's co-chairing this event, and it's very nice to see you all. I hope you're feeling warm. It's a bit cold, isn't it, in here? I think it's very cold, but hopefully through this presentation and time together that we are really warmed. So Can you see this? Can people see? I just want to, if I can improve the image a bit. No. Can you see the screen? Can everyone see the screen okay? Well, thank you. And as you can see, it says the UN International Day of the Families. And my presentation is in relation to that, and you can see the three logos there, the logo of the Iraqi Renaissance, and also the logo for the UN Day of the Families, and as well as the logo for Universal Peace Federation. And so I want to connect all of this together so you can understand why it is important for families to be honoured and respected, because it really is the cornerstone of civilization. So we're celebrating the International Day of the Families. Even though it was last week, we're doing it today because of various circumstances. And the UN theme, as you can see, is democratic trends and families. And it focuses on the mega trend of demographic change and its impact on families. And basically two things, well, there's actually a number of them, but two are highlighted, and that is fertility, which actually results in smaller families. And then the other one is mortality, which actually results in an aging population. So we have smaller families looking after older people. And that is the mega trend, not just in Australia, but actually throughout the world. And it's great, we're living longer. It's great, we're healthier, we're longer. I just want to highlight some words from the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and he said there, like the former UN, if you can see that, okay? So I'll read it. It says, the former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon stated in 2010 that the very achievement of development goals depends on how well families are empowered to contribute to the achievement of those goals. Thus, policies focusing on improving the well-being of families are certain to benefit development. So we really need to look after families, because we all come from a family, yes? We all have families. And continuing, he says, according to the former UN Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon, the accomplishment of these objectives depends primarily on how families are empowered to fulfill their numerous functions. Thus, policies focusing on improving the well-being of households are certain to benefit sustainable development. So, to fulfill what the UN is asking, it is vital for us to understand about the family. And that's why one of the things that Universal Peace Federation is, we're an NGO in consultative status with the UN, and we provide many insights and educational programs to help develop the family. And so that's something I just want to give you a snapshot of, so that you can understand what the depth and breadth of what is involved in having a healthy family, and how Australians are made up of many diverse cultures, and it is by encouraging every culture and every family that we can really build a society that the world truly wishes to emulate. So up there is a quick summary. It's actually more involved, but I want to just do a slide on each of these so to give you an idea of what it's about. The family as the school of love. It's not only just the institution that we find ourselves in. It's an interesting word to say, institution. I mean, we created many, many things, but the family we find ourselves in. We don't decide what country we're born in. We don't decide who our parents are. but we are all together in families. So, and what do we learn in families? We basically learn relationships with one another. And we basically recognise that this emotional component is the reason why we do things. And one group term is love. Everyone recognises love. Do you recognise there's love?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone has love. And love is really the motivating reason that we do things. And so we want to have a happy family, a stable family, a family that is peaceful, without violence, and yet all our problems stem from broken families. So I want to talk about an idea, well not an idea, explaining what families are and why they are so vital and need to have policies put in place to protect the family. So, order and position in the family. I'm going to talk about natural order in the family and universe, 3 axes of family bonds, something known as the 4 realms of heart, in other words, child's love, siblings love, spouse love, parental love, and then family ethic as the basis for a civil society. Society is the extension of the family. Strong families have a focus higher than self and the cornerstone of world peace. So I'm just going to go through this just briefly, just to give an idea how and to really help us recognise just how amazing a family really is. Because we never decided that. We don't decide who our parents are, but we certainly decide whether we are an active member of a family or not. And it is actually a natural order in the family. And we can't change that order because it happens in a biological way. Now, as it shows there are 3 types of order in the family. Firstly, you have a vertical order, which links children, parents and grandparents. So all of us are either a child to someone or eventually a grandparent to someone. And that we see that as a vertical order. And it's vertical because of age and generation. And then there's a horizontal order that links people of similar age, such as brothers and sisters, husband and wife and cousins. The individual order, which is our self, arises from our personal axis of core values. We identify ourselves by our relationships that we are learned in the family. And we basically learn these by observing and then copying. Because if you look at a child, we have one right there in front of us, and that baby is not thinking, it's not, I'm sure it's wondering what's happening, but everything is the emotional feeling it receives from its mother, and it's automatically attracted that way. And this relationship determines our value. So if the relationship is one where the child is wanted, the child is loved, the child is protected, then that child grows up having that values and wants to do that same values with others. So that's simple, there's an order. And this order is meant to be maintained, and it's also a way in which we feel connected to one another. And this relates to the solar system. There's a particular order there, and I won't go into that, but it mirrors the order that's in a family. And this is because this order is something that is not originating, but it is natural. It's there. Okay. So I want to talk about this interesting 3 axes of family bonds. I mean, these are obvious things, and just to recognise them. So, the family can be represented by a 3-dimensional sphere with 3 axes in 6 directions. So we have relationships 6 different ways. Now, there's a vertical axis, represents the hierarchy of generations, which already said parents, children, grandparents, etc. And then 2 horizontal axes. that you could represent as left and right, back and front. And they are the relationships between husband and wife, brothers and sisters, cousins. So this is a relationship we find ourselves in. This relationship enables us to recognise our place in society, okay, and recognises our place in our love for one another. And so I don't, again, I'm doing this as just an example of why families are important. And so there's this, relationships in the family are very complex. And there's 6 directions, that a person can connect with. And those relationships form our framework of, or viewpoint of the world that we live in. Okay? So I want to just briefly mention these things, which is called the 4 realms of heart, and I believe is a vital part of where the school of love is incorporated in the family. Because you have 4 levels of, you have the level of love of a parent to a child and a child to the parent. And if this love is pure and it is safe and secure, then that child grows up feeling that they are loved. And if a child misses that experience, then the child has to find it somewhere. Because you probably met people who are very old or mature who act like kids because they never really had parental guidance on what it is to be a child. And so these are sort of natural. It's a natural order. You're a child and you're meant to be loved, right? And the thing about a child, you could expect the child to be 100% selfish. It wants everything. Give me, give me, give me. But the path of life and growth is learning to help the child start from 100% selfish to reach the point of being 100% unselfish. And if a child is 100% selfish, the parent ideally is meant to be 100% unselfish to give what it needs. But most parents in the world today, well, I don't know, myself, struggle with being 100% unselfish. That's quite a tall order to ask someone to be. But from the child's point of view, it expects everything. And if it receives everything, then the child can fully experience this child's love. And that's a vital experience that every child needs to have. And people say that the first 7 years of life is where our whole character, our whole personality, our whole understanding of life comes about. So it's so vital that these early years are truly a place in which we can grow and develop. So the next comes sibling love. And this is a type of love where we start to negotiate, start to, I'll do this if you do that, because there's one toy or one item that both want, so we've got to learn how to share. And so this sharing is not left unattended because it's family and there are parents and there's other people around like cousins and uncles. They can help the brothers and sisters overcome problems. I mean, I grew up with 5 children, 3 boys, 2 girls, and we brothers, we fought all the time, every time. We say, go out and play in the backyard. We go out and play in the backyard, and after about half an hour, we're wrestling and fighting each other, and it starts off playfully, and then eventually it becomes a bit heavier, and then Mum comes out and says, and sort of intervenes. And so this process of intervention is actually necessary to be able to help us understand our limits and how far we can go. Because, sorry to say, I had the experience where I fought with my brother and it ended up resulting in him, well, I cracked my head and he broke his arm and had a big gash along it. And anyway, it was a hard lesson learned, and sometimes we don't need it to be that hard. It can be solved in other means. But that experience of love is needed in our growth process. How do we negotiate? How do we relate to others and are fair about it? And then the third one is spouse love. And spouse love is very, very unique in the sense that it is a bond between a man and a woman who are in a relationship to love each other, and many times they produce a child. And that love is sort of unique because when it's a parent-child, the parent can love many, many children 100%. But when it comes to relationship of love to a husband and wife, the wife expects the husband to love her 100%. The husband expects the wife to love him 100%. You don't expect the husband to come to the wife and say, "Excuse me, I like this lady at work. Is it okay if I give her 50% love?" The wife would not be exactly positive with that. Okay, that actually causes many problems. Movies, Fatal Attraction 1 and 2, come to mind where it's a big problem. But the relationship of spouse love teaches a love where there is a commitment to someone else that's 100%, where you promise is kept and maintained. See, and this is something that is also learned in the family, how to gain respect by keeping promises. And those promises are meant to be the husband and wife first because they are the beginning of the family. And then comes the final one, which is parental love. And parental love is, hopefully we've matured to the point that we can give our life to others. I always use this sort of analogy. In our life of growth, you go through puberty, right? And before puberty, boys and girls are the same. After puberty, it's very, very different. And there's a biological, physical, dynamic change, and you can't undo it. I attribute having a child in a family through loving parents to have the same dynamic effect. In other words, there is a change. When a couple gets together and they haven't had a child, they love each other, they think of things, they plan about, I want to have a career, I want to do different things. But then when they have a child, then almost all of them have this bonding experience where they can say, I will die for my child. And you see so many experiences where parents have died in saving their child. And this is because there is a fundamental change to our psyche that affects our commitment and passion for our children. In fact, the children are the future, everyone says it. But why? Because there is this dynamic change that literally takes place. And so parental love is learning how to get to the point where you can sacrifice yourself for your child. And there's no greater gift than you can do. Now, those who are Christians know that the Bible quote, there's no greater thing that you can do than to lay down your life for your friend. And that is true because it shows the ultimate relationship that can be reached. And Universal Peace Federation recognises spirituality, recognises faith, because faith enables us to embody love. Because what is love? It's unseen. So what is faith? It's unseen, but it's real. It's what causes us to do things. So those are basically the four realms of love, and I've just highlighted them in that one diagram. But anyway, the child's love, that relationship, the sibling love, there's peers, friends and cousins. And in the spouse love, you have these dynamic relationships because the spouse love, as it has up there, gives an opportunity to have different roles. Your spouse can be your child. Your spouse can be your parent. And this helps to fix the problems of our own family. As we're growing up, there are so many dysfunctional things happen around us. But in this relationship as a couple, we can restore those or realign them or fix them up. So that the wife can finally be the daughter that she always wanted to be, or the husband can finally be the father that he always wanted to be. So there's this opportunity to really embrace every relationship. And so parents' love is really the pinnacle of that, where we can really honour and respect. And so society is the extension of the family. If we take the family as the core unit, and then the core unit expands. Individuals make up a family. And the reason why it's the core unit is because you cannot have humanity without fully respecting both parts of the family. In the natural family, there's no dispute about the gender. I mean, we all have gender, yes? We all have gender. Now, we might be trying to figure out how our gender plays out, but whether we like it or not, we're born in a gender-oriented world. We didn't decide that humanity is made up of male and female. We didn't decide that. We found us in here. And if male and female do not come together, do not have children, well, that's the end of humanity. And the thing is, gender is not the problem. It's never been the problem. It's harmony within the home is how do the husband and wife love each other, respect each other, and understand their unique roles. Everyone has a different role. And even in society, it extends out. You have a role of the police force, and they have a particular role. You have a role of government, with the mayor. You have the role of the community, because if the community don't listen to the police or the mayor, then this Auburn or Cumberland City Council would just break up. But it's because of the people working together that we actually have a community, and this stems from the relationships that we find in the family. So this is really a vital aspect. Understanding harmony in the home is harmony between the genders. It's not one gender trying to be another. It's harmony within the genders. Identity comes from how we grew up in the family. If our family is broken, so our identity is broken. That's why families have to be protected. That's why families have to be a focal point of everyone's life. So we have that extension. And strong families have a focus higher than themselves. And that is a fact in a lot of sociological research, that families that think outside of their own scope, have altruistic purpose, service to the community, they end up becoming like Mr. Gassan, who's a loved and respected in his community, and they see him as like a grandparent, even though he's because he takes on that role of looking after and caring. And so when families do that, it actually benefits everyone, and it absolutely benefits the community that we're in. And it obviously builds further on the cornerstone to world peace. You want to have peace, you've got to have a peaceful family. Where does it start? It starts in us. How do we get peace? We get peace because we learn how to love each other and to cooperate with each other, and how to bring that into concrete relationships with everyone we meet. So, as it says up there, families bridge cultures. So, there's no other bigger thing than you can do is to have an international, interracial marriage. So you can live side by side with somebody, but if you happen to have your spouse is from that country, then it's automatic. Like myself, my background's Greek, and my wife is Japanese, so our kids are, you could say, half Greek or half Japanese. But when they grew up and went to school, they were seen as either fully Greek or fully Japanese. It was very interesting. And they grew up without any distinction between Greek or Japanese. They just saw it as being normal. And so they build bridges. You know, they really do when families are multicultural and we live together. And by having that experience, and you know, Cumberland City Council in Australia is incredibly multicultural, and we accept each other's cultures. And respect is high on the list of the way that we do things. So next point there is peaceful families support peaceful nations. So if the family's at peace, automatically we have a lot of problems finished with. Wouldn't it be great if there was no police force, because the families are so content, so good, so loving each other, that you get to the point, oh, this is the 10th year, there's no crime. Oh, well, we might have to think of using the money somewhere else. I don't know. That'd be fantastic. But at the moment, it's nowhere. The basis for empathy with all people. Empathy is a byproduct, you could say, or it's a result of love. If you really love somebody, you want to understand them, and so we step in their shoes, what it's like to walk the street of a different culture. And so I want to sort of end there and just sort of end with a bit of a plug, and maybe it's sort of interesting because this is one of the projects that Universal Peace Federation has, and we have many. One is called the Peace Park, and interestingly enough, a long time ago with the Cumberland Council, we had a meeting with the mayor, and maybe this might be new to you or not, but I'll just show it and just give you an idea, a way to actually build peace and make it a substantial thing. And one of the goals I have as the president of UPF in Australia is I want to have this peace park. There are many peace parks, but I want to connect them together, and they're unique. So we are one through interdependence and mutual respect. Okay, this is the idea of the peace park. Okay, and these are peace parks are to be used as a public, sacred, holy ground. For people of all faiths, for meetings, reconciliations, celebrations, by combining local soil and global soil, and education through peace seminars. And so I have this soil that is literally a combination of all soils from around the world, and this is the concept of the Peace Park, and it's a place where people go, and actually when I spoke to the Cumberland City Council, they had proposed this spot that's right next to the Japanese garden. I spoke to them some weeks ago, and they were waiting for this grant to come through, and it didn't come through, so the development of that area is put on hold. And so this is sort of half a bit of a plug for funding, but we'll get to that. And so the idea is there's peace plaques around there. There's example is one like this sort of central it says here that Peace Park, we are one through interdependence and mutual respect. Sealed within this peace pillar is global soil representing every nation on earth that has been cut in city local soil to signify that this peace park is a public, sacred, holy ground connecting all people of the world. And so, and you'll see, like you can see the soil that's there that's being combined. And there's inscriptions, and these are ways of funding it, because people pay to have a plaque put up there, and basically people walk around and see it and read it and think about how we can build peace together. And so this is something that I spoke with the council before, and it's getting funding, and according to one of the, I'll let you know what they told me, according to one of the people at the Cumberland City Council says it take $250,000 to develop that area. And UPF has limited funds, as many organisations have, so we're going to start sort of like a little program on how we can raise the funds for this Peace Park, where people can actually come and celebrate together what it is to be a family and what it is to create peace. So thank you for your attendance, and I hope you really get the feeling of why families need to be protected and supported, and policies put in place that actually enable families to flourish, because through the family, genuine peace, sustainable peace will actually come about. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Modi. Mayor Lisa, the ball is in your court now. We have already started, we have already made a proposal, and we have given this. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Mr. Remedies, for a wonderful presentation and this wonderful occasion. We are celebrating marriage, we are celebrating families, and we are inspiring the people in Cumberland City Council here in Auburn to participate in this program. This is the first year, and we hope we'll make this as an annual program, and we'll make Cumberland, we'll make Auburn a proud place where every year there will be a family fun day, where every year we'll celebrate your family day. Before we start the awarding ceremony, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Linda, the Member of Parliament of Auburn. Let's give a big hand to Honorable Linda. Thank you. Very nice knowing you for past few months. Thank you, madam. So now we are here for the we'll start the award ceremony. Before we start the award ceremony, I would like to a little bit go to the background how we started this. Before coming to Australia 10 months before, I was in Fiji and I worked for Universal Peace Federation Center in Fiji for 9 years. So I started this couples awarding ceremony there in Fiji in 2015, and it was a very successful program and it's ongoing program in Fiji. So when I came here and I thought of what should I start as the new representative of Universal Peace Federation in Sydney, then I thought of this program. And then I was going through different places, and then I'm from Nepal, and I found that Auburn is little Nepal. Many Nepali youth, they come here and they start their career in Auburn. Then I thought, and then later I was looking for partner organization, and then Mr. Ghassan, the president of the Iraqi Renaissance, he agreed to do this program, and then I thought that Auburn is the best place to start this program. So we advertised, we requested for the nomination for the couples award with the criteria that the couple should be successfully married for 40 years or more and made contribution to the community in at least of the following award category: promoting peace in the area of family values, service to community, interfaith harmony, and some other things. Likewise, we thought of the youth award, and we made the criteria that the youth should have completed an area of study that is directly beneficial to the family, society, and nation, and engage in some social works. Likewise, Father's Award, the father has demonstrated parental quality that has been directly beneficial to his family, society, and nation, and engage in promoting peace in some of the area. Similarly, the Mother Award, the mother has demonstrated parental qualities, and she has been directly beneficial to her family, society, and nation, and same as others. So we advertised and we got the nomination, and we decided with our team that we'll have 4 awards for couples, we'll have 5 awards for youth, we'll have 1 award for mother, and we'll have 1 award for father. So without any further delay, announce the name of the couples that going to receive the award. And I'd like to request Mayor Lisa, Honorable MP, and the Chairman of the University of Peace Federation, Oceania, Mr. Yutaka Yamada, if you could be here in the stage, please, and to give the award. Oh, here. Good background. We have, I have with all the qualities of the awardee, the recipients of the award, now I'm just going to announce the name of the couple. We have Mr. Life Oscar Hellard and Jenny Hellard to receive this award. We have Robert Ulfeld and Choria Ulfeld to receive this award. We have Richard Noor and Lilawati Richard to receive this award. And we have Gregory Stone and Ray Stone to receive this award. I suppose that Mr. Gregory Stone, because of his health issue, he could not come here. We have Mrs. Ray Stone. Yeah, please. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's for life and life color and Jenny class. And then we have Orfel couple here. Yeah. So David, if you could be also in the front, please. Sorry. Okay, thank you very much. We have Mrs. Reiko Stone. Greg Stone could not come because of his health. See? Okay, if we can get a group picture, please. Let's get a group picture together. Yeah, everyone. Thank you very much. Gamora, yeah, from the Lebanon community. Yeah. And we have Sehala from Indian community to receive the Father Award and then the Mother Award. Yeah. Salah for the Mother Award. Okay, thank you. Please give it this. We'll have more pictures. One more. Yeah, please. We'll get one more picture. Together with this. Amazing demo. So now we have Youth Award. Talib Bismi. Yeah, Talib. We have Mr. Talib who received the Youth Award. We have Nargis Karimi. We have Javed Masawi. We have Jara Sulaiman. We have Yasmin Hakim for the Youth Award. Accomplishment in the society. Yeah, we have the chairman of Afghan community here together with us. Please join us in the picture, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, one more picture. Okay. Thank you very much, please. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Please have your seat. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. We still have to award. Yeah. So we have Youth Ambassador for Peace award. Okay, one more picture. Thank you. So now the last award, we have Youth Ambassador for Peace Award. So we are awarding two couples with this precious Youth Ambassador for Peace Award. So usually we award only one person, but here we thought of awarding both the husband and wife, because both the husband and wife, they live an exemplary life living for the sake of others and serving their family, their society, and their nation. We have Mr. Kane and Jason's couple. Let's welcome Mr. Kane and Jason to receive the award, Youth and National Professor Award. Congratulations. And we have Marcos and Adam's couple to receive the Youth Ambassador Peace Award. It's couple. Marcos and Adam, they organize marriage night for the couples. I know that they had one last night. So thank you for your commitment to the society, especially centered on marriage and family. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we are done with the award. Thank you very much. So now we are here to listen from our dignitaries. We'd like to request Honorable Linda for her congratulatory remarks. Let's welcome the Member of Parliament, Linda.
Thank you, everybody. I wasn't here at the beginning, so just in case, I'll acknowledge the traditional owners of our lands, the Wongal people, and pay our respects to their elders past and present. Thank you for inviting myself and the Mayor, of course, my good friend Lisa, here today. We understand that in an area such as Auburn or Cumberland Council, there is a huge diversity amongst the people here and the people we represent. Families aren't homogenous. Many people in our area come fleeing war. Sudan, Yemen, Ukraine, are just three that spring to mind where conflict is ongoing at the moment. We also have a checkered history in Australia. My grandfather, for example, grew up on an Aboriginal mission, the St Clair Aboriginal Mission in Singleton. He grew up there because his father, who was white, went off to the First World War, and his mother was sent back down to the mission because they thought it was safer. But many people in my family didn't grow up with in a traditional way. You would often be with great aunts or other aunties, and that's part of the tradition of the Indigenous people and the way families work. But we have respect for all families, and we know that all families, love lays at the heart of it. But the United Nations International Day of Families is this year looking at two things: demographics and fertility. And for politicians, that's a more complex mix. So for example, just one statistic off the top of my head, the suburb of Chester Hill, 22% of all families there are single parent families. And I have to compare that with somewhere like Darling Point, where 12% of families will be single parent families. The difference will be there'll be 3,500 families in Chester Hill, there'll only be 1,000 in Darling Point. So I ask the questions, with our families, are we getting equity in the funding? Are we getting the resources we need? And just one example, Chester Hill Station was one of the first 4 stations that should have had a lift on it. Now when you've got 3,500 families and 22% of them single parent families, wouldn't you think a lift was something mums and dads need to get kids down onto the station? Yet the money that was invested from the Transport Access Program didn't build a new lift at Chester Hill where it was supposed to be a priority. Darling Point, Double Bay, North Sydney, Mossman, they all got brand new ferry wharfs out of that programs. So for me, when I'm looking at families, I'm looking at ways that we can make our families work better. We know that education drives better outcomes. People who have higher education and come from a better socioeconomic background get better health outcomes and get better long-term outcomes. And we want to make sure our families are getting what everybody else in the country is getting, because our families actually have greater needs. Our families are much, much bigger. So when the government sells off our big housing commission blocks of land, like on Wellington Road in Chester Hill and around Blackshill Street and Clyde Street in Granville, what they're doing is building 1 and 2 bedroom houses. But our families aren't small families, our families are very large. And I'll quite often have principals complain to me that they have families that are 18 people living in a 2-bedroom flat. Now that is unsustainable. And it is a real issue for us going forward, now we've been re-elected as a Labor government, about increasing that stock back for what we need, because as the housing people tell me, we can't put our families anywhere because houses aren't just big enough. I have people come in who have 11 children and they say, it doesn't matter how much I earn, I can't rent anything. How do we get those children into a house? And they're the kind of priorities that we have to look at constantly when we're looking at budgets on how we get our families looked after and how we get the best outcomes for everybody, regardless of what your family looks like. And how we do that in a changing world. Now, the demographics are that we have ageing populations, and looking after our elderly is going to become a crucial issue for upcoming years. We already know that. And I would advise anyone here, don't wait till you're in a situation where you're too ill to live in your own house to make some decisions. Hello? Yep. To make decisions about what your life is going to look like. Because I've seen time and time again, people will say, oh, they'll have to take me out of this house in a box. But when they get dementia and when they get frail, they suddenly realise they can't stay there. Quite often families are scrambling for solutions. Make sure you look to the future and look to how we're looking after our elderly and making the right decisions. We've seen it in China now. India has now overtaken China as the largest population. Fertility is starting to, and that's what happens when you get better economic outcomes. Fertility does flatten, as it'll flatten around the world, but that will also mean in those countries with huge populations, over 1 billion, that the ageing population is going to be the dominant one, and the crisis is coming in 20 or 30 years' time. So in terms of demographics and fertility, it's really important that as we're going through as politicians, we're looking at what our structures in our society is going to look like going forward and how we get the best outcomes for our families. But thank you everyone for inviting me here today. Now I've given you a lecture. I don't normally lecture people, but it's great to be here and to be with all our friends, so thank you. Unfortunately, I have to get going, but thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Sabrina, the councillor of Cumberland City Council. Thank you for coming. Yeah. So it's time for Mayor Lisa for your congratulatory remarks, please.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. What a huge crowd. It's amazing turnout this morning. It's lovely to see you all here. For those of you who don't live in Cumberland, welcome to our local government area. You're very welcome. That's our motto, welcome, belong, succeed. And I know today you've put on this event because you want families in this area and worldwide, I'd say, to succeed. And I've listened very carefully to some of the good words that have been said this morning, and I acknowledge the concerns of our local member, Linda Volz, who always speaks from the heart and has a very deep understanding of this community. And can I acknowledge Councillor Sabrina Faruqi, who also lives in this local area, and she makes a wonderful contribution to Cumberland Council. Can I also acknowledge and thank Mr Yutaka Yamada, Chairman of the United Peace Federation Oceania. Thank you, sir. And of course John Artemides, who's spoken so beautifully as President of the Universal Peace Federation Australia, that gave us a terrific lecture on family and love. And Vice President Santosh Newpain, thank you for your kind MC words. And of course, our good friend Ghassan Al-Assadi, the President of the Iraqi Renaissance. Thank you so much for your good work. And can I acknowledge Auburn Police, because they're always here supporting us and our community, and I think they do a terrific job. And it's not an easy job. So thank you for being here this morning. Look, I'm really happy to welcome you all here today to celebrate the United Nations International Day of the Family, and I want to congratulate you on bringing forward such an uplifting event. Congratulations to those of you who have just received an award. That's lovely honour. Today's event, I understand, is a project of the Universal Peace Federation in Australia and also the Iraqi Renaissance Incorporated in Sydney. And talking about family love is something that is a lovely thing to do on a Sunday morning. And as Mayor, I see it wherever I go in the Cumberland area. Certainly in our childcare centres that we do run, I have a real experience of seeing how families care for their small children. And Linda's right when she says we're all different types of families here, and I see children who are under the care of their grandparents. I see children who have a single mum or single dad looking after them, who have to go to work and struggle to get appropriate care. And we need to be very supportive of those sorts of families, as well as the traditional family unit that we all know about. We have in Cumberland a children and family strategy, and I invite you to have a look at that strategy. I think there's some depth in it. One of the things it talks about is the need to empower children, to give children a voice. And when we make important policy considerations concerning children, to allow them to have some input too in things that govern their lives. And I think that's very important in our area where we have so many children. So the Universal Peace Federation, I understand, works with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, supports and promotes the work of the United Nations, particularly with interfaith peace building, peace education, strengthening family and marriage, and to build world interdependence and mutual prosperity and universally shared values. These are things that are at the heart of Cumberland and the area in which we govern. Iraqi Renaissance is one of our local community-based organisations, and I know it works to empower the Iraqi Australian community and to encourage individuals, particularly young people, to become engaged and active in the wider community. And of course, we see all the time young people that are out in the community doing things for others, and I know that they're going to have a pretty solid future in this area because they're really engaged and well connected, and I encourage that. So I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I'd like to thank these organisations for doing what they do for the community. I'd like to thank you all for giving us an opportunity to have a deep think about love and family and what that means to all of us. And I'd like to encourage you all to continue to work towards a peaceful and harmonious world. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now we have Mr. Yutaka Yamada, the Chairman of Universal Peace Federation, to give his congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Mr. Yamada.
Good morning, all family members and brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's special event. We will always acknowledge the traditional owner and also the Honorable Linda, Member of Parliament, may I appreciate, and also the Councillor Lisa Lake, Mayor of City and Cumberland City Council. Already she gave the beautiful message, overall content, and really congratulate everyone. And also the Mr. Dan Haas, the Executive Officer of Auburn Youth Center, Mr. Kesan, the President of Iraqi Renaissance, and also President of UPF, the Australia, Reverend John, and also the Mr. Santos. Thank you for your initiative and organizing this one. And of course, our all participants, thank you for joining today's event. So, nearly several our father, mother, couple, youth received the award. But actually not only for them, everyone have to receive that award. Is it correct? Yes. This family is really important and cornerstone of the peace. That's why when everyone is actually talking about the peace. So can you find the peace in Australia or not? Yes? Yes. When we see, peaceful now. When we see actually our family or youth, then we can see our futures. So how about your couple? How about your family? We are talking about peace, but do you have peace inside your family or not? or relationship between husband and wife, relationship between parents and children, do we have peace or not? We have to create peace from myself, from my family, and from our community. That's why our initiative, you are making time today for the celebration of the Day of Family. Already you have a beautiful heart and you have a beautiful vision. That's why please give big hand for all of you. You are the one who create the peace together. Yes, thank you. Our Universal Peace Federation was founded by Father and Mother Moon, and they are really initiating to create the peace in the world. And there is one vision I will introduce. Our Father and Mother Moon main vision for world peace is this: one family under God, under one parent. Maybe depends on religion, Christianity, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. Maybe your calling name to God is different, but everyone is actually one family. So if we could recognize our brothers and sisters is my brother, my physical sister, then how we can hurt another person? When we see our community, there are many conflicts. That's why our policy is here, right? Yes, you could find many problems in the society. If really we can recognize our brothers and sisters is really our physical brothers and sisters or physical family, then how can we make the problem, how can we make the hurt another people, and how we can destroy the society. That's why initiation, all our brothers and sisters is actually one family. This is our vision and this is really our hope. So creating peace, I believe this conference, City Council, this become the model city for New South Wales, model city for Australia, and this nation become the model nation for the world peace. Can you do that? So let's create peace from this city, nation, and for world. So thank you for joining today's event. Have a great time. Thank you very much once again. Have a good day.
Thank you, Chairman Yamada. Just for your information, we have the face painting for the kids and henna. If you want to make henna and face painting, we have there. And after the program, we'll have a lunch prepared by our family members. So now, finally, we will have our Sir David to give his congratulatory remarks to the audience.
Congratulations to all the recipients today, and thank you for everyone attending today, and also thank you for inviting me here today. I'm from Auburn Police Area Command, and it really is an honour and a privilege to be here today. The word peace has been used quite a lot today, and interestingly, in some countries, police officers are referred to as peace officers, and that's a pretty appropriate term for us because that's what we are about. We're about supporting, maintaining and restoring peace. We can't do it on our own. We need your help to achieve that. And I look at your faces today and I think about my own family. And I think about my parents who, like many of you, came to Australia to seek a better life. And I am eternally grateful for them for that, because them choosing to come to Australia has given me the opportunities that I've had, which has resulted in me being here today. And so I'm incredibly grateful to my parents for making that decision. And I'm sure all the families out here are grateful for coming to Australia, or if their parents have come to Australia, for their parents coming to Australia and giving them the opportunities that this country has. Australia is often referred to as the lucky country. I like to think we create our own luck. And we create that luck by working together, by living in peace and in harmony and supporting each other. So we as police, we want to work with the community, we want to help the community, and we want to see peace amongst everyone. It was mentioned today that our goal should be to put the police out of the job. Well, let's make that a challenge. Put me out of the job. sure I can find other things to do. So thank you again for today, and have a very happy, peaceful, joyous day today, and a peaceful life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So before we start our performance, let's take one group picture. So I think we can take picture from this side, and everyone will be covered. Let's join the group picture, please. So now we have a cultural performance from Chinese community. We have two performances from Chinese community. Then we have one from Philippines community, one from Middle East community, and one from Nepali community. Let's welcome the performance from Chinese community. Okay, let's welcome Chinese community to perform their dance. Okay, can we take the picture up before? Okay. Can we move this? Yeah. dance to dance. Hey.
Oh my god, he stole her blessing.
Filipino song, and the dancers are, three of the dancers in this song are half Filipino. Maybe the father is Japanese and the mother is Philippines, and the father is from Nepal, and the daughter is the wife is from, the mother is from Philippines, and then we have two full Filipinos here. Okay, let's welcome our dancers from Philippines community.
これはスマートで、はい。
Thank you very much. After this, we'll have a song from an Arabic song. So having that prepared, after that we'll have a Nepali dance, and then finally, then again we'll have the Chinese dance. I think we have a whole family performing this song. Let's do.
Like, okay.
If someone of you project wants to volunteer to sing, you are welcome. While people will be still eating lunch, that time we can sing and dance. Yeah. After the lecture, then the award, then the performance. Yeah, while we are still eating, we can listen song or. Okay, here he is. Let's give him a big hand.
سألوني الناس عنك سألوني انت الراجع وعدلوني غمضت عيوني خوفي للناس شوفوك مخبي بعيوني ايوه يلا مع بعض سألوني الناس عنك يا حبيبي كتبوا المكاتيب وخلي الهوى بيعز علي يا حبيبي يا أول مرة قابلكوا سوا.
My name is George Karam. Today, this instrument is oud, Middle East, oud string, same guitar, but different music.
Thank you very much. When we are still having the performance, the food is ready. Please help yourself. Please start eating also. Yeah. Thank you very much.
عالتبكي
what the heck?
Thank you very much, Chinese community. While you are eating food, we have our last performance. There is a Nepali dumpling, and the dumpling, they are halal. Please, the dumpling, the meat used in the dumpling, this halal meat. Please enjoy it. Yeah, and then this tasty food was prepared by beautiful wife of Gassan and my beautiful wife. Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll have the final presentation, performance for today, that's Nepali dance. So let's welcome Ms. Samriddhi Neopane, my lovely daughter for Nepali dance, okay? Thank you very much, Samriddhi. So this is how we will conclude today's program. Before we conclude the program officially, I'd like to thank the officials of Universal Peace Federation and Universal Peace Federation whole family for supporting this program. And same time, I'd like to thank Iraqi Renaissance President Mr. Ghassan Al-Sadi and his whole committee member. We'd like to thank especially the Auburn Youth Committee. They provided this venue for free. Thank you very much, sir, providing this venue. We'd also like to acknowledge the president, the thanks to the mayor, the member of the parliament, the police representative, the head of the police in Auburn. We'd like to thank Councillor Sabrina, came here to participate with us, Afghan family, Nepali family, Irani family, Iraqi family, Japanese family, Korean family, Lao family, thank you very much. We are so rich. We are from different parts of the world. As President Germany said, we are one family under God. We are truly one family under God. Thank you very much. Enjoy your lunch. This is how we conclude today's program. And congratulations to all the recipients of the award. And we hope to see you again next year. I think we are some couple who are running in their 39th year of their marriage, and the next year will be the celebration of the 40th year. And we'll make this program an annual program, and next year, the following year, and the following year, and we'll make it bigger, bigger, and bigger. Thank you very much.